Why? You've got a bad attitude. You can't get along with anybody. You've gone through 3 of our court-appointed attorneys. Ma'am, you asked, I'm telling you. So I'm going to give you a court date. It's going to be when? February? Good. Mr. Judicial wants to withdraw. Any objections? That means he's not going to represent you.
Who is?
At this point, nobody's going to represent you unless you hire somebody, because you've been through at least 3 of ours and you can't seem to get along with people. So. Okay. 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 He's just asked me to withdraw. I've let him. So he's done with this case. He's done with this case. Okay. So the question is, do you want an adjournment so you can hire an attorney, or you just want to talk to the prosecutor and do it on your own?
Yes, I need to talk to her, but she got evidence though that she ain't replying to you guys. So yeah, I need to talk to her.
Okay. Okay. Go out and talk.
Advised of her rights.
Okay.
Yes.
So Ms. Frazier, here's the question.
We are now observing a significant legal juncture. The judge directly inquires whether the defendant intends to proceed without counsel. This is not a routine inquiry. It serves as a constitutional protection. A court must confirm that any waiver of the right to an attorney is made knowingly and voluntarily. The defendant's hesitant and unclear responses indicate possible uncertainty, yet the matter continues toward trial scheduling. At this stage, the judge must balance judicial efficiency with due process safeguards. He explains the distinction between a jury trial and a bench trial, determining whether guilt is decided by jurors or by the court. A failure to understand that difference can substantially influence the outcome. The judge's position is firm but lawful. Time may be granted, but representation cannot be imposed. The practical decision is whether to seek counsel or proceed independently at considerable risk.
Ms. Frazier, here's the question. Do you want me to adjourn the pretrial so you can hire your own attorney, or do you want to just, pardon me?
I'll do my own because it's evidence that y'all.
Okay. 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 All right. All right. I don't have any evidence.
That's what I'm trying to get.
All right. So you want to represent yourself.
Yeah.
All right. So let's set it for trial. Do you understand the difference between a jury trial and a bench trial?
So I'm, you like the paying for it.
Pardon?
Leeway.
Okay. Okay. I mean, is there a question there for me? I'm sorry. What's the question?
Hire leeway to run the meeting.
You mean, can you hire one of our attorneys that are in here?
Leeway, the state.
I don't know if you can hire them or not. I don't deal with legal aid.
Said that. Okay. All right.
You can hire anybody you want to. I'm not,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So, all right. So you want me to give you another date so you can hire an attorney? All right. I can give you a February date. That gives you all the month of January to get somebody lined up.
Yeah. I'm lost on reading draw flowers. I ain't talking.
Okay, but I'm not going to make somebody talk to you.
I was like, no.
Maybe let's speak to prosecutors and more that.
So can I have a February pretrial date?
With Judge Martin.
Judge, she wants to speak back to Sammer. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh, I know it.
I think
Yes, I did. You never told me I'm gonna draw. You told me.
Let me ask you this. What does it matter? He asked me if he could withdraw. Obviously, he doesn't want to represent you. And I said, yes. So he's off the case. What's it matter? You want me to tell you? I'm going to tell you why. You've got a bad attitude. You can't get along with anybody. You've gone through 3 of our court-appointed attorneys. Ma'am, you asked, I'm telling you. So I'm going to give you a court date. It's going to be when, February? Ma'am, do not talk.
February 12th.
February 12th, what time? 9 a.m. Have a seat. I will accept your plea. I'll dismiss the original charge of drove while license suspended, revoked, or denied. What's the status of your license now, sir?
Still none.
What do you have to do to get it back? Do you know?
Before the board twice and they denied me both times.
You got to hire an attorney.
Well, Jeffrey Bones was my original attorney on the first.
No. You got to hire an attorney to take you to the appellate division, the Secretary of State Appeals. You got to hire an attorney that does that a lot because they'll know the individual hearing officers. They'll know what that hearing officer wants to see. They'll get all your ducks in a row so you're not wasting your time. Yeah.
Question money and whatever, it's like after they tell you no twice, it's like.
Right. Right.
How often do you put money into the,
Yeah. No, seriously. And talk to Jeff. He'll give you a name or two of attorneys that specialize with that license restoration. And my experience has been they'll all talk to you and they'll tell you, you don't have a chance in hell unless, this much time goes by or you've done this. They're not going to charge you just to talk.
cost 2,000, that's even more.
Yeah. 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 Go talk to one of the experts and find out where you're at. Yeah. All right. Back to business. Are you working? Retired from where?
Northwest Republic, Northwest.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want me to consider, sir? Fines and costs on this file, $500. Can you pay it today? Go downstairs and talk about options.
File is Sammer, I didn't realize that it was still in here.
Al Musai, you're all set. Go downstairs and talk about options for payment. Good morning, counsel.
Still parking on B. If I could be deemed responsible, then
That the way you want to resolve this today? Can you pay the 400 today? Go downstairs and get a cashier from our, get a smile from our cashier and get on your way. Have a great day.
Mr. Crawford came back up, his files on the side, he can't do work program.
Yeah, he's Robert, he's right here. He had questions on your records. Step up, please.
Come on up, Ms. Crawford.
Oh, he is, I don't know.
You want to talk to me without Mr. Starr or you want to wait for Mr. Starr? I'm sorry. All right, just go give me a heads up that you want to talk to me about work
Make sure
program.
he's in the building because he had to be in Southfield at a certain time.
If he already left, there he is right there. Mr. Starr, Mr. Crawford had a problem with work program. We wanted you involved to have that conversation.
All right, so, please inform me, is that, his work schedule,
Where do you work? Right.
Monday through Friday, 9 to 5? He asked me if possible if he could do community service instead.
I'll give you the option. Yeah. Instead of the 4 days I gave you, we'll do 30 hours community service. That just means charity work. More flexible on time. By January 28th, January 30th. Go on downstairs. If you want a list of organizations in our area that we've pre-approved, you don't have to use that list, but it might help you out.
The proceeding now shifts to a negotiated resolution. The judge confirms the defendant's rights, potential penalties, and the voluntary nature of the plea, which is essential for its legal validity. Particular attention is given to questioning about intoxication, factual circumstances, and acceptance of responsibility. This inquiry is not mere formality. It establishes a factual basis supporting the plea. Without such a record, the plea could later be subject to challenge. The sentencing process is also structured in stages, including a probation interview, preparation of a report, and subsequent review before final sentencing. This method is designed to individualize the outcome rather than impose immediate judgment. Sentencing, therefore, involves evaluation of risk, background, and rehabilitation prospects, not simply punishment. The broader issue is whether structured sentencing produces fairer results than immediate determinations.
You're welcome.
Wait, Ms. Malone as well.
Right here, sir. We'll pull up the file for you.
Miss Malone, come on up. Your appearance.
Good morning, Mr. Trophy is sorry on behalf of Ms. Malone.
Thank you. Yep.
This is a pre-trial. We've come to a resolution whereby the operating on intoxicated will be reduced to operating on business impaired. I can go over the maximum possibilities, her rights, and all her possibilities here in this case.
Oh, that she needs to be on site.
Does he know that?
No.
Okay. Let Jeff know we got somebody on Zoom, would you?
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Malone, did you discuss your rights and options with Mr. Starr? You understand all those? And do you understand the possible penalty for the added charge?
It's probably this case on the mom.
Oh,
It's close out.
Oh, she's
And Jeff,
in jail.
she has been for months.
No.
and understanding your rights, understanding the possible penalty, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily today? Excuse me, to the added charge? Counsel, I'm showing an incident date of July 28, 25. If you would voir dire, get me the facts I need.
Last day in time, Ms. Malone, driving a motor vehicle in this jurisdiction. And prior to driving a motor vehicle, were you drinking? You remember what you had to drink?
I think I'm good.
Shots? You said, shots of what, tequila and rum? Tequila. And would you say those shots impaired your ability to drive? Yes. And there was a single car accident, I believe, when you were in
You satisfied? So am I. I'll dismiss the original charge. I'm going to send you downstairs. You're going to schedule to come back and be interviewed by a probation officer, and they'll let you know when your sentencing date is. Based on that interview, they're going to put together a report and recommendation. So when you come back for sentencing, you'll have a chance to go over that with counsel. I'll have looked at it, then we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, and then I'll sentence you. Understood? Your bond is continued. Do you have any questions? Downstairs, probation. Oh, hold on. You owe us $120 on a prohibited parking ticket. Are you in a position to get that paid off or make a payment plan on that? $120? Make some kind of payment plan before you get out of here today.
It's a court date with no, correct?
Yeah.
Or no?
I know.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're going to mail them or give it to her today.
Oh, downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll probably hand her a notice when she's done with them. Garcia, not you.
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you going forward today without an attorney?
Yes.
Let's see what the paperwork is. Oh, we got a hearing on file here. Does it warrant status?
Yeah,
Can you give me a date?
I think I wrote it.
Oh, you did. All right, before we get to today's files, you've also got a fail to display valid license charge from July 29, 25 from Huron Township. I'll enter a not guilty plea for you on that one and get your court date. Understood? January 22nd at 9 a.m. work. All right, that's my courtroom live.
That's not. He's in there before.
Mr. Garcia, I'm going to put you on a personal bond on that one. Stay out of trouble and show up for court. Those are the conditions. Can you do that? All right. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court in the amount of $1,000 if you screw up on bond? Any questions?
This portion presents a complex legal and ethical matter involving animal cruelty allegations. The judge does not automatically accept the plea, but instead evaluates whether the stated facts satisfy the statutory elements of the offense. This careful review reflects responsible judicial conduct. A guilty plea alone does not obligate the court to enter a conviction. If the conduct described does not legally constitute cruelty, accepting the plea could create an unjust criminal record with long-term consequences for employment, housing, and future proceedings. The judge outlines alternatives, including a no-contest plea, and advises consultation with legal counsel. Such transparency is uncommon and demonstrates deliberate scrutiny. The court's message is clear: a conviction will not be entered without sufficient factual support. The question arises whether greater judicial examination of guilty pleas would better serve justice.
Show call.
All right, paperwork says you're going to plead guilty to animal cruelty on two different files. One from 9/12, one from 9/24, both this year 25. You understand your rights and options? And you understand the possible penalty for that charge? Up to $500 fines plus court costs, up to 93 days in jail. Understanding all that, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily today? All right, so tell me what happened on September 12th that makes you think you're guilty of the charge.
I left my dog in my car. I was living in my car.
Okay. Same situation on the 24th? Okay, what's your living status now? Housing? Same? So, tangent alert, we're gonna get off track and I'll get back on track. So before you get out of here, go downstairs and talk to Avery Taylor. He's down behind the front counter. Tell him you're homeless and you want to know what resources he has available. He's got a real good contact right next door at Wayne Metro. So just make sure you ask him what he's got. All right? Anything else? Are you working? When's the last, where at?
I have 3 jobs. I was on that.
What was the third one? Chase Bank? What do you do for Chase? Okay. All right, what's going on with your housing situation if you got all those jobs?
I got with most happy.
Very good, sir.
Well,
So you're trying to clear up some debt before you start paying rent or something? Okay, all right. On the ticket, it says something about an AC unit in your car or your truck? Just the truck's AC?
I'm sorry.
The truck's air conditioner?
With a solar panel.
And an air conditioner inside the car. How long was the dog left alone on those 2 days? And he had air conditioning. Did he have water?
I left water and I didn't want to not this water was empty, so not.
So he drank the water. I'm having trouble finding the cruelty.
I think it was a security guard and that's what they.
No. I understand why you got charged. But based on what I'm hearing, I'm not finding facts that support the plea. So for example, if you had been charged with drinking and driving, and after listening to your story, I didn't think you were driving the car, I can't find you guilty of drinking and driving. You follow me? I think you did everything you could do reasonably to make sure the dog was happy and safe. So
After that, I started paying dog daycare.
yeah, you can't afford that. If I accept these guilty pleas, then they go on your record, they're criminal convictions. You understand that? Even if I don't give you any penalties, it's still, do you have anything on your criminal history now?
I have a DUI from years ago.
Okay, so you're not criminal history free. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you the option. I'll accept a no contest plea from you, which means, Judge, I'm not fighting the charge. There's enough facts on the ticket I can support a plea. I'm not going to give you any penalty and send you on your way. Or I'm going to suggest you talk to one of the attorneys and talk about fighting these charges, because I don't think your story factually supports a plea. You understand the options A and B I'm giving you?
If I fight the charge with that.
Say that again, if you what? Yeah. You want to talk to the attorneys?
Yeah.
Go out there and talk to an attorney. You owe us money on other stuff. We'll talk about that when you come back in. Are we ready on, I'm sorry, Counsel, I just saw this. Are we ready on Simmons? Come on up. Your appearance, Ms. McCoy.
Hi, yes, good morning, I'm Rob McCoy. We have Ms. Ashley Simmons, who stands to my right. We were here last time, there was the offer.
Why'd we adjourn it?
We adjourned it because we're trying to see if they'll give us something better, civil infraction.
Because it's trying to save her job.
Trying to save her, so we submitted some letters to, Mr. Zick.
Zick.
And, they said they're gonna, it's the same, there's nothing more. they can
Okay.
do.
Well, it was worth a try. Worth a try. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you know your rights and options, right? And you understand the possible penalty. Understanding all that, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? I'm sure I got the facts last time, but let's get the facts on the record if you don't mind questioning.
Okay. Do you want to have her swear in or?
No, that's all right.
So, wait, so what? Let's go to the date.
November 6th is what I'm showing this one.
November sixth, were you at the airport, in the city of Wayne? Oh, what did you do on that day? And bring you to court?
I found a bag that was in the terminal. I was intending to pick that bag up. I left the premises of the airport with that bag and returned it to the police. I was running back to work on 2 days later.
Okay, so, and so what is it, so you didn't, what is the typical protocol when you find the bag at the airport?
If it's unattended, we're usually contacting the police, but you know, if the unattended bag, if they get scanned to us off of the aircraft or something, we would take it to our.
Okay, so but then you didn't take it, took it home and then you brought it back in the day and correct and, okay.
And you had some family stuff going on that you were a little distracted, if I remember right.
Grandfather passed away.
Yeah. All right. So I'll accept your plea. Anything before I sentence?
She's never been anything like this before. She's a mom. She's working to try to keep her place and she's looking for a job, another job and she might, I don't know, if we do the 3 months, she might be able to apply and go back after this, but right now she has to have, she works for American Airlines. She's been there 8.5 years.
Right.
She has to have 2 badges. So they took this badge.
Yeah.
The other,
Yeah.
We're still
Right.
lost 900, right?
All right. The sentence of the court is 3 months, stay out of trouble, goodbye. Good luck.
Thank you. And then do we need a review or just stay out of trouble and then it comes off?
We run her, if we see there's been an arrest in the next 3 months, then we send a notice, show cause, come on in and talk.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Merry Christmas, ladies.
Mrs. Laura is gonna be ready. She's not gonna sound as specific. She's in.
On who?
Yeah. I think that's how I just pronounced it how you pronounced it, so.
It's C. Okay. Alicia, read it?
Yep, I put them wrong, sorry.
Happens to put out.
Your appearance for Kozel.
Kobe is on behalf of Ms. Kozler.
You lost her.
She's the breaker.
Oh, can you get her out?
So make sure you speak into the microphone because we have hard hearing at that.
This scenario illustrates a procedural dismissal resulting from the absence of the complaining witness. The prosecution acknowledges that the witness is abroad and seeks either remote testimony or an adjournment. The judge evaluates the defendant's custodial status, the elapsed time, and considerations of fairness. Given that the defendant has remained in custody for an extended period, further delay without live testimony could undermine due process principles. By dismissing the matter without prejudice, the court permits the possibility of refiling while preventing indefinite postponement. This reflects a balanced exercise of judicial discretion, safeguarding the defendant's rights while preserving prosecutorial authority. The determination is strategic and grounded in procedure rather than emotion. The broader concern is whether such dismissals uphold justice or risk weakening accountability.
Mike's not a good one.
Yeah, there she is.
Ms. Kozler, could you state your name for me, please?
I think you just hit the mute button.
Yeah.
There you go. Now state your name.
Alicia Koza.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Let me on behalf of the people here.
Today's the date and time set for a final pretrial. The complaining witness is not here.
Your Honor, I did notify the complaining witness of today's date and time. He's overseas, so he's unable to hear. So we're asking that the court either accept the fact that he emailed me and said that he would be here if he was in the country, as him appearing, or adjourn this to a date and time when he can appear. He'll be back in the country after December 22nd.
Is she in custody on these or something else?
I'm on custody of something else.
Yeah, these
Downtown.
some felonies. She's been in custody for a few months now. How long you been in custody, Mr. Lee, now?
On September 11th.
We would object to the,
Yeah, you had me at hello. I'm going to dismiss it without prejudice. He gets back in the country and you want to refile, you can refile.
you understand that, Ms. Mizzou?
Yes.
All right, this case is closed for now.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
And, Mr. Hampton's what?
Come on up, Mr. Hampton.
Probably can start on behalf of Mr. Hampton. Mr. Hampton, state your name.
Trevor Hampton.
Thank you. This is date time set for a final pretrial.
Granted, without. Rehab, is it Mahdi? Meaty, how do you say it?
Me.
I don't know.
Steve, man, go ahead. Judge, we have one here that speaks here, but the family member is willing to interpret.
Okay. What's your name? Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that you will accurately translate between Arabic and English and Arabic so we can discuss this file today? All right. And that's your mom? How do we pronounce her last name? Mehdi. All right. Let's see what we got. Ma'am, I understand you're pleading responsible to double parking today. I understand you've agreed to pay fines and costs of $200.
Said yes.
I will accept your plea, dismiss both original charges from November 21. Can you pay today?
Yes.
Any questions? All right, would you take mom downstairs and work her through that cashier process? You ladies have a great day. Thank you. I'll put it on the civil infraction, Heather.
We got him in here.
Mr. Bowditch, Pulowski.
Morning, Your Honor, court record, Jeffrey Bowditch, 45367. Carrying on behalf of, Oakley. Sir, could you tell?
Yes, Your Honor. First name Robert, last name Paul.
Thank you.
Your Honor, today's date time set for arraignment in this matter. We're going to waive the form reading state. You've also had a chance
Thank you.
to retry this matter. We have next the agreement subject to court approval. In that agreement, the defendant wishes to plead guilty to an added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive a vehicle and responsible to the civil infraction of double parking with the jury assessed to be $230. With the understanding the original amendment would be dismissed.
Mr. Pulowski, you understand your rights and options?
An additional example of judicial efficiency appears in the modification of a plea arrangement. Rather than processing multiple case files independently, the judge consolidates the resolution into a single charge while adjusting financial penalties to reflect the agreed outcome. This streamlines administrative handling without altering the substance of the agreement. The court then adopts a reflective tone, discussing education, employment direction, and personal responsibility. Though conversational in style, this dialogue falls within judicial discretion during sentencing. The judge evaluates character, future compliance, and rehabilitation potential. In many instances, judicial engagement carries influence beyond the formal ruling itself. The consideration is whether such personal involvement strengthens the process or whether strict procedural neutrality should prevail.
You understand the possible penalty for allowing a licensed driver to operate?
Yes.
The only thing I don't like about this deal is it causes more work for Heather. So instead of processing 2 files, I'll take your plea to allowing, I'll dismiss both the speeding ticket and the drove while license suspended, and I'm going to fine you a little bit extra money on the allowing to make up for the double parking deal.
Okay, so-
Understood? Just going to be 1 charge. I'm just gonna fine you heavier to get the extra money that the prosecutor wanted. But we're not going to process 2 files to do it. Doesn't change anything from your standpoint, just less work for her.
Understood.
All right. Did you in fact drive a vehicle in Van Buren Township on November 22nd? And did you do so while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied?
Yes.
I'll accept your plea, dismiss the original charges. What's the status of your license now?
It's back in March, no?
In the process, I took a improvement course.
Good,
Number, have a file, if you want to the certificate.
good. No, I trust you. All right. Are you working?
2 jobs starting in January, full-time student, Oakland Community College, Auburn.
What are you studying in Oakley?
Political science.
Gonna go to law school, but
Thinking about it.
How far into it are you?
Just started my first year.
Good, change your major. What are you gonna do with a poli-sci degree if you don't go to law school?
Attorney was really sitting on my hands for a little bit, but I actually wanted to run for office one of these days.
Okay. Then take business classes. We don't need politicians. We need business people that are in political realms.
Well, I like it.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously. Educate yourself on real life stuff, because that's the mindset we need in our political offices.
We need people that focus on change. and-
Practical thinkers, right? Seriously, if you want my endorsement, I can't endorse people as a judge unless I'm a judge, but if you want my endorsement, go out and do something so that you understand the struggle of people that are trying to run a business and stuff like that.
Well, talk to the people.
No, do it. Do it, right? Become an entrepreneur while you're going to school. At least you'll have a better understanding of the tax structure than the average person that just looks at their withholdings on their pay stub once a year.
So I actually spent some time with friends. He does a lot of outreach in the city of Detroit. He spends all the money he raises on that taxi cab. He
Yeah.
gives it out to people in Detroit.
That's cool.
Bus tickets and more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Observing
Yeah, that's cool.
when I'm not.
Yeah. Full-time student? Full-time student?
Full-time student.
Okay. All right. Where'd you go to high school?
Elkie Anderson, born and raised.
What was your GPA when you graduated?
Oh God, I don't even know off the top of my head. I did not pay attention to that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Was it as high as it could have been?
With COVID, it wasn't.
Ah, yeah, you're a COVID kid.
Yep, so if anything.
You took a hit. Yeah.
But, high performing either way, regardless.
Yeah, you're a go-getter. All right, anything else?
If you want to, apologize to the court. It was.
Don't apologize. I wouldn't have met you if you didn't do this.
It's to take the initiative to take full responsibility for it. I'm not a sugarcoater.
told them about that character and fitness laws.
Mhm.
With bars.
And they're getting tough now. I've heard some horror stories about stuff that 20, 30 years ago they wouldn't even have looked at, and now it's holding people up.
And University of Michigan that are struggling with.
Yeah.
To explain it every year when we pay the dues.
Yeah. You know, I talked to Judge Green. You know, Kendra's still waiting for her P number. You know why? Because she's traveled extensively. They're like super vetting her because she spent more than 2 weeks out of the country.
Being worldly?
They're holding her up on her P number.
Jesus. I hope she comes.
But I'm seriously, 30 years ago, that would have been like, nope, nothing on, nope, not even looking at that. Yeah. I think they've determined they're turning out too many lawyers. Seriously.
With a judge every day.
Well, she wasn't on the trip that's getting her in trouble. She met a girl over here and she went and spent like 3 months with her in Brazil.
We're gonna end up on court. Next thing you know.
Yes.
Whoa, young lady.
But seriously, I agree with you. The fact that she's been able to travel, that makes her a well-rounded individual. Yeah.
When you learn more about the subject at hand, and you get that firsthand experience of what people go through.
I'll tell you what, one of the biggest blessings I've ever had is being able to travel and see how lucky we are here.
Yeah, you go overseas, it
Yeah.
reminds you how nice it is here.
Absolutely. As bad as things are,
Nobody lives like we.
no, our poor people have TVs in every room. Yeah. Yeah, you want to talk poor, you go to Haiti.
Definitely, I'm definitely interested to learn more outside just things about, your back. I'd love to pick your brain a little bit, but.
Well, there ain't much to pick after all these years, but
Getting back to business so we can close out.
$730 fines and costs. If you can't pay it today, go downstairs and look at your options. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. And seriously, keep his number because we both love to tell people what to do with their lives.
Too.
Yeah, yeah. Seriously, he knows how to find me. I love to advise young people.
Yes.
I've made a lot of mistakes I like to see people avoid.
We learn from the end of that.
If we're smart, we do.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day. Fred Davis Jr. Come on up, sir. Mr. Davis, are you going forward today without an attorney? Come on up. I understand you need a trial date. Bench. Van Buren. You want to do that 12th? Are you free January 12th for trial? A Monday. If you're not, we'll find another date. Yeah. February 9th? All right. You understand you have a constitutional right to a jury trial? And you're waiving that so I can hear the case? You're going to get me. Better or worse, you're going to get me. What was that, February 9th? Date or time?
Do 11 again.
11 a.m.?
Sir.
I'll get you notice.
Just have a seat, Mr. Davis. We'll get you a paper notice. We'll get you on your way.
Sir.
You're welcome. Victoria Fox. You're back. With all 3 files this time? Well, let's find out. Yes. Says here you're going to plead guilty to 2 counts of no valid operator's license on person. I'm going to dismiss 3 counts of drovable license, suspended, revoked, or denied. To understand the possible penalty for no ops? Up to $500 fines plus court costs, up to 90 days in jail. You understand that? And did you read your rights form, understand your rights?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And understand when if we go through with this deal, she's going to put it in the computer that you pled guilty to no valid operator's license on 2 different dates. That could trigger a longer suspension period from Secretary of State. I'm not saying it will, but I'm warning you because it could. I don't want you to be surprised if it does. You understand that?
If I be able to call your state or state,
I would just wait and see what happens. Like
wait,
in another week or 2, go in and just go into the Secretary of State and say, I want to get my license back and see what they tell you. Right? Because I don't, if you're slipping through the cracks, I don't want you to raise a red flag and they catch it. All right? Anything else?
just my bail. Is there any like?
There is no bail. You're talking about your fines and costs? The money you're going to owe me?
Why I paid it?
I don't know anything about that. Do you know anything about $1,300 she paid? When? Recent? You got bond on these files?
And I don't see Bob.
I don't see bond on these 3. Give me an idea when it was.
On these warranty files that she has. The 2898 file,
Yeah,
there's $500 bond on them.
not showing anywhere on this ROA. Oh, because nobody updated the ROAs.
80% warrant final.
I got an August 15 ROA.
And she posted November 20th.
So
All of these cases.
remind me to talk to somebody downstairs about sending me a 5-month-old, 4-month-olds.
The warrant should be canceled if she posted bond.
So she got 500 on one. Where's the other money at?
500 on another, 300 on another. 500.
Is it these 3 files? I got one ending in 989 or 898. That one got 5 on that, right? Yep. I've got another file that ends in 290.
That one does not. That's a new one.
Okay, and then 994.
4 has 500. And then 994B, which is civil infraction, has 300.
Oh, and that one, she owes $396.
Proceed.
Yeah, but it's not, it's not shown on this either. So remind me to talk to somebody about, make a note on their name, and I'm gonna talk to somebody downstairs, because whoever put these files together missed a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so the question is, the $1,300 you posted will apply one way, shape, or form to all this money you owe. All right? Understood? You're looking confused. You're nodding yes, but you're looking confused. Ask the question.
I really don't.
All right. So for example, the one file we just talked about, a stop sign violation, as of December 10, you owed $396, but there's a $300 bond on the file, so that will apply, right? The other $1,000 you gave, I will apply towards today's plea bargain. Understood? All right. What's it take for you to get your license back? You don't know? Did you think it was just a money thing?
They can go get glasses, twenty.
Okay.
That should change. Maybe the way to use the Secretary of State and read the.
Right. Right. So they wouldn't put you on the road. Yeah. So it sounds like, unless you get screwed up with these, it sounds like the Secretary of State just needs to see you can, safely see to put you on the road. Okay. Are you working? Are you working? Okay. All right, here's what I'm going to do. On the two files where I'm taking the plea to no valid operator's license on person, just going to charge you $500. That's the bond you got posted on those files. So you're walking out of here. You owe us some money on some old stuff. There's a registration or plate civil infraction. There's a no proof of insurance. And then there's the $96 balance on the stop sign. So if you go downstairs, you can set up a payment plan or get a due date on those. Then you're done with us completely. Understood?
So when I go downstairs, they're gonna charge me how much?
There's going to be a $96 balance on the stop sign violation, the one that you posted a $300 bond on. And then I've got two other civil infractions that you owe $470 on.
470.
Correct. $200 on a registration plate charge and $270 on a no proof of insurance. And those are from, all three of those are from 2025. Any questions?
Vendor that they approve the insurance now, right?
Because it's old. You went into default. Yeah.
If she shows it, I think she'll get $50 off for 75.
Hear that? It might save you some money on that if you show that to the clerk. Anything else, ma'am? Good luck with your license. You're welcome.
I'm not Amy. Fine, we just listened. They rescheduled that. She emailed. Well, she emailed saying that she was sick and she can't be here that day. And 12/4. So they scheduled this for show place. But then when you see in the default, even though she sent in an email as soon as that she's sick and come.
So she could have default.
And I don't know because it was the same day and that's why they didn't accept the email. But I'm looking and it says that she emailed. If I emailed on 12/4, oh, we didn't even notice it till 12/8. We had already defaulted and we knew nothing about.
Because she emailed the day of the hearing.
So it just depends on how.
Yeah. Mohammed Zen Eden. Morning, Counsel.
Morning, your staff. You're active representing Mohammed Zain Dean. One the president is standing to my right.
Thank you.
They were pre-trial conference and we'll wait for him to stand up for arraignment purposes and he's resolved the matter. That's responsibility to double
bargain.
Awesome.
Awesome. I'll accept the plea to the civil infraction, dismiss the misdemeanor, send you downstairs to deal with the cashier and get a smile. You all set, Jenny?
Holidays to you guys.
Thank you. You too. You're welcome, sir. Mr. Starr, I am ready on Senarowski. How do you say it?
This statement marks a decisive boundary within the proceeding. The judge indicates that explanations and negotiations have concluded. Any additional violation will result in incarceration. The court signals that further leniency will not be extended. The warning is direct and leaves no ambiguity regarding the consequences of noncompliance. Such language reflects the seriousness of repeated misconduct and reinforces the authority of the court. At this stage, discretion has narrowed, and enforcement becomes the priority. The message is unmistakable. Continued violations will lead to confinement.
Ricky Lynn Shatner.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Star. That guy. I got you.
Yeah, this is Raymond pre-trial. Stamp you wait for me to come to a resolution, whereby he will plead guilty to allowing a suspended person to operate motor vehicles, reduction from the driver while license suspended.
All right. Mr. Setnorowski, did you understand your rights and options after discussing those with Mr. Starr?
Yes.
You understand the possible penalty for the charge?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty to the charge? Freely and voluntarily today? Did you drive a vehicle on November 19, 2025 in Van Buren Township?
Yes.
At that time, was your license suspended, revoked, or denied?
Oh,
I'll accept your plea and dismiss the original charge of drove while license suspended, revoked, or denied. Are you working or retired?
I'm working. I had to go back and look at
Okay. Where are you working at?
bus transportation.
All right.
Bus aid.
Okay. How long?
Gosh, I've been here since 06.
Okay.
I was off for 2.5 years, medical.
Okay. And went back.
Forward.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else you want me to consider?
But
Anything else you want me to consider before I sentence you?
I've been homeless since June. The car with my bed belonged to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
When she died, they brought it over to my trailer. Left it there. And it sat there for a couple of years. They came in June and evicted me from my trailer. So the car was more or less my bed.
Right.
They had to move it out of the park. I've stayed in several places.
This courtroom session demonstrated a broad range of judicial determinations, including attorney withdrawals, risks of self-representation, evidentiary scrutiny, procedural dismissals, and structured sentencing guidance. Across multiple defendants, the judge emphasized clarity of law, individual responsibility, and adherence to due process. Whether addressing representation concerns, examining the factual basis of charges, or organizing probation and financial obligations, the court balanced efficiency with fairness. A central lesson is that outcomes depend not solely on accusations, but also on preparation, cooperation, and understanding of rights. The rulings reflect a consistent judicial philosophy. Fairness is not equivalent to leniency, but to legally sound decisions grounded in facts and procedure. The proceedings illustrate how measured discretion shapes justice within the courtroom.